Hey everyone, welcome back. So, I was looking at my screen time notification this morning, and let's just say it was a little terrifying.
Well, I feel it that. Well, it's so easy to get sucked into scrolling, isn't it? And also, technology and social media are everywhere now.
Exactly. It completely changes how we live, especially for students and teenagers who are growing up with it every single day.
Well, it really does. And today we're going to dive into that and ask some big questions like, is social media actually good for teens? And with AI everywhere now, is it helping students learn it or doing the work for them?
Plus, we'll talk about everyone's favorite ways to relax, such as video games and YouTube. Are they just a massive waste of time, or are we actually learning something when we tune in?
Well, tons of fun stuff to unpack today. Let's get right into it.
So, on the topic of technology, we can clearly talk about social media lives, right?
Oh, absolutely. So here, I have a question for the audience before we invite our special guest. Well, the question is social media good for teenagers?
As we must deal with some brainstorming questions, what if we invite our special guests to the talk? V, Rose, and Zoden. Let's welcome them.
Oh, they're finally here. I have a little game for them, game for you guys. Well, two true and one lie, generally. So here it goes. I once accidentally locked myself out of my apartment in just a towel and had to hide behind a neighbor's potted plant for 75 minutes until my roommates got home. Well, the second one is I was once an extra in a major historical drama and ended up accidentally making it into the final cut, waving directly at the camera. And the third one is I walked into the wrong gate at the airport and only boarded a flight to an entirely different country before the cabin crew noticed.
Is it a second one?
Wait, what? How did you get it right on the first try? Well, you know what? Yeah, let's cut the chase and get straight to the point.
Let's get right into our first topic about social media. What dangers come from sharing and posting too much information online? V, let's start with you.
The biggest danger is privacy. When teens put location, schedules, or like personal details, it opens the door to cyberbullying, identity theft, or worse.
Mm, yep, that ties perfectly into our next question. So, does technology bring people together or push them apart? Well, yes, this time I want Rose to answer this.
Well, I think it can do both. It brings people together by allowing kids to find friends with shared interests globally, but it pushes them apart when family members sit in the same room staring at their phones instead of talking to each other.
Exactly. Because of that, should parents check their teenagers' social media accounts? So then, any opinion on that?
Mm, yeah.
Okay, it's a tough balance. A parent should guide them back tutorial as fine can room trust. It's better to be an open conversation. So the teenager feel stay coming to them when
Mm,
something goes wrong.
yep, that's a good point. So, but okay, I have this. But is social media good for every age? Well, V, what do you think about this?
Definitely not. Younger children don't have the emotional maturity to handle the pressures of life, comments, and online judgment.
And yet, it's everywhere. What makes social media an aspect of our daily life? We kindly request your response, Rose.
I must say that it has become our primary communication tool. From school updates to group projects and staying in touch with friends, it's completely woven into how society functions today.
That's good. So let's switch over to video content. Is YouTube better than traditional television? Well, Zoltan, I want you to answer this one.
Yes, it's kind of variety of the choice. Yes, you can watch exactly what you want and what you want. But unlike a traditional TV, that unless algorithm can make it hard to turn off.
That's a major concern, especially since it feels like children watch too many YouTube videos. V, can YouTube be a reliable source for learning? How do you feel about that?
It actually can be. There are incredible science, histories, and maths channel out there. The issue isn't the content itself, but rather the lack of moderation and screen time limits.
Oh, that's true. So, Rose, well, does watching YouTube lower a student's attention span?
Mm, fast-paced, short-form videos definitely train the brain to expect instant gratification. It makes sitting through a slow traditional school lessons much harder for them.
Oh, so it really can become one of the ways to put people onto their couch all day. Let's look at a massive shift. How has everyday life changed before and after the rise of AI? What goes through your mind hearing that, Zoden?
Yeah, before we end finding information and record menu result and sorting. After AI answer essay image generated instantly is a span up predictability, but made it harder to verify what is real.
Hmm. So, yes, looking closely at schoolwork. So, how can AI support students' education? So, yes, V, what are your opinion on this?
It can add like a personalized like 24/7 tutor, but like if a student doesn't understand a math problem, AI can break it down step by step at the student own pace.
Hmm. But what makes AI a double edged dagger just because of its fast and infinite attempts at learning? Looking forward to your thoughts, Rose.
Because it learns infinitely and instantly. It can do the thinking for the students. It's a double-edged dagger because it can be an amazing tool for deep learning or it can completely replace critical thinking if students just use it to cheat.
Well, let's wrap up with gaming. What are your opinion on changes after the video games were introduced? Well, Zoltan?
Yeah, entertainment became active rather than passive instead of just watching a story unfold. Player became the one of making the decision, which changed storytelling and community building entirely.
Parents always debate this one. Should children play video games on weekdays? What are your thoughts on that, V?
If their homework is done and chores are finished and they're getting enough of sleep, a limited amount of weekday gaming is perfectly fine as a way to unwind.
Gamers are fiercely defensive of their hobby. So, how much do you think gamers value their time on the game they love? So, yes, Rose.
So they value immensely. For them, it's just not a game, it's a social hangout spot, a stress reliever, and a place where they can feel accomplished.
Best for the last. Is gaming still considered a waste of time when people earn money from it? How does that look from your perspective, Zoden?
Yep. Not at all with esports, streaming and content creation, turning into a multi-million-dollar industry. It's had to be a legitimate career path. It's no longer a waste of time than trying to become a professional athlete or musician.
Mm.
That is a great perspective. Well, that wraps up our final question for today. Thank you all for so much for being here.
Wow, that was a lot of progress. Honestly, that AI question really got me thinking. A double-edged sword or a dagger? Well, yes, it's perfectly way to put it.
Right? It's amazing, but a little terrifying. And don't even get me started on the video games on weekdays debate. I know a lot of kids out there are going to use Zodan's answer to argue with their parents tonight.
Of course, absolutely. Well, parents everywhere are going to hear that future career excuses tomorrow morning. But looking at the bigger picture, it really shows how much the digital landscape has shifted.
It absolutely has. A huge thank you to V, Rose, and Zodan for sharing such incredible insights with us today on all of these topics.
Thank you to everyone watching at home. Whatever you're navigating social media, streaming on YouTube, experimenting with AI, or leveling up in a video game, well, the key takeaway today is balance.
Well said. Join us next time as we take on another big debate. Until then, stay connected, stay smart, and have a great night or day, everyone.